Question number 2. After stopping Risperidone, which is also known as Risperdal, I had severe depression. After 3 months, I'm starting to feel okay, but will I ever really feel like myself again? Is there a supplement or tool I can use? Okay, so the highlights of what this person is asking is after 3 months, they still have depression. And know that depression is not a very normative symptom of coming off of an antipsychotic like Risperidone. It usually is exactly the opposite. You go through a bit of a manic episode and you stay manic until you get through the withdrawal. So this is sort of the inversion of that. So I don't want people who are coming off of Risperidone or another antipsychotic to believe that this is the formula for them, because this is usually the formula that would make the withdrawal from antipsychotics much worse. So I don't want the average person coming off of antipsychotics to think this is the formula for them, because it probably would be exactly the wrong thing to do. All right, so to lift depression, I mean, you know, the neurochemistry is very much like a teeter-totter in a way. As complicated as it is, there's things that make the teeter-totter go this way, and there's things that make the teeter-totter go this way. And if you do something to this side that makes the teeter-totter go this way, then you're going to have the other side of it go like this. Does that make sense? So, like, here's your mind. If you do something to slow it down, you're going to do something to speed up your digestion. Yeah. So this person's going to slow, if that's what they're saying, they're depressed and life is lackluster. So the formula for that would be things like DLPA, which are also known as phenylalanine. This is a precursor to tyrosine. So DLPA is kind of like the soft shot for your dopamine, and tyrosine is more direct shot for your dopamine. And then SAMe, if you guys know what that is, it's a methyl donor that will donate a methyl group to help methylate tyrosine into L-dopa and dopamine. Okay, so if you're wanting to get your reward back, you're wanting to kind of target that neurochemical pathway and the cofactors and such in that. So this person may want to combine also a 50 milligrams of vitamin B6 with that to get the cofactors, to get the methyl donor, to get that thing going, and do that in the morning, not at night, and ease into it slowly. Because someone who has come off of an antipsychotic, they're very different than the normative population. And this population gets misunderstood a lot if they, let's say, end up in a naturopath's office. Naturopath is usually treating people who have had maybe a bit of a commitment to natural things, or coming from a physical place where they had a heart problem or whatever, and coming off medication, things may not be as familiar. It may not be their population they're the most familiar with. So when you are easing into this because you're treating yourself for depression after coming off an antipsychotic, you want to tiptoe out into this water. Don't just go dive in. So, instead of 1,500 milligrams of tyrosine, try with maybe 500 milligrams of phenylalanine in the morning and see how that goes. And then as you're finding that's okay and you're still sleeping and you're not getting irritable and you're not having thoughts that you can't stop, then potentially bridge in a little bit of SAMe, 50 milligrams of SAMe in the morning. See how that works. And also exercise, get your oxygen going. Maybe if you're already taking the antipsychotic formula we suggest, then do that as well. And I think that looks a lot like question 3, so I'm not going to get into the normative antipsychotic formula, as I'm probably going to be answering that in the next question. I do want to remind people that don't take medical advice from people you're talking to or think you're talking to on YouTube. This is information. The information that I have for you is based upon seeing a residential population for, at this juncture, 18 years, and making some determinations that most outpatient doctors don't get to see, right? Somebody prescribing, come back in 2 weeks. They don't know what water you've been drinking, what person you had an argument with or whatever. And by and large, we've controlled a lot of variables around that to focus in some really good information, but still, we don't know who you are as where your life has been and what is really real or true for you. Only you knew that. And again, don't change any medications based upon what you've heard from us, or even supplements. You might want to get them a practitioner even on those supplements before you start taking something that you have not been prescribed by someone. I do understand that there's not a lot of doctors that can guide you through this, and there's not even a lot of natural type-minded people that can guide you through this, and so you might have to experiment. I get that, but just know that we're not allowed to prescribe. We're not allowed to give medical advice through YouTube. All right, thank you. Have a very nice day or evening, and hope to see you on the next video.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. For information about Alternative to Med Center, give us a call at 888-984-9667.